Hi everyone, Boruto Eggs is back with another video. Today's video is about Hidari, specifically about defending his scaling. Many people think that Hidari is fodder due to his recent quote-unquote lacking performances, but that's baffling because Hidari doesn't have any feats as of now. I know, that sounds crazy, but every instance in which Hidari had seemingly shown to be booty cheeks could easily be explained. To understand how strong Hidari really is, we must first take a look at the Shinju in general and their established power levels. The first direct statement that we got about their strength was made by Ida. Ida basically stated that all the Shinju are monsters and that they're out of Code's league. Now, was that statement debunked by feats, or does it still hold up? Well, let's see. Since the first Shinju was introduced, Mamushi, we got a glimpse of their insane power. Mamushi was able to rush at Boruto before he could move out of the way and slam him into the wall. Boruto used a lightning jutsu against him, but his durability was enough to withstand it, with just some superficial scratches. Mamushi was going to hit Boruto with his claw arm, but Boruto was able to teleport away with his FTG. Mamushi being able to fight against Boruto head-on already confirms Ida's statement, since Boruto scales above Code while holding back. But let's move on. The second Shinju who fought against Boruto is Hidari himself, and even his feat supports Ida's statement. Hidari was able to clash with Boruto's Rasengan with his Chidori and cancel his jutsu out. To be able to do something like that, Hidari must have had some kind of relativity to Boruto, or else his jutsu would have dissipated and his arm would have been gone by now. The third Shinju that Boruto quote-unquote fought was Matsuri. She didn't do anything crazy, but still, her Earth-style jutsu could physically restrain Boruto, meaning she had some kind of relativity to him too. Also, he isn't a top tier in the verse as far as we know, but Matsuri no diff Gaara in one of the last chapters, so keep that in mind. Once again, there are no contradictions with Ida's statement. Many chapters later, a new Shinju was introduced, Ryu, and he basically no-diffed Code effortlessly. Dude had Code on a chokehold, and Code could do nothing to break free, like at all. In that same exact chapter, just some pages later, Code tried to sneak attack Jura, but that was just a futile attempt that he paid dearly. Jura nonchalantly reacted to Code's sneak attack and threw a Bijou laser at him, making his arm explode. Not much later, we even got a statement from Boruto saying that he can't defeat Jura alone and that he would need the help of no limiters Kawaki to be able to do so. And also, in the latest chapter, Jura was basically stated to be unstoppable. No one in the verse can defeat him currently if he's truly serious. So, even with these last two Shinju, Ida's statement was once again proven to be true. All the Shinju are way above Code in terms of power, and that's not debatable anymore. I know what you're thinking right now. If Hidari is really someone who can easily defeat Jigen plus level threats, how come his feats were so garbage in the recent chapters? Well, let's check them in order and see if they are really good anti-feats. The first supposed anti-feat was against base Kawaki. We know that Kawaki's offensive capabilities got nerfed by Amada and that he wasn't being amped by the Karma while fighting Hidari. This beyond nerfed Kawaki was basically able to overpower Hidari and send him flying with a common kick. That's one of the worst metas I've seen in order to downplay Hidari. Kawaki didn't overpower no one, he simply caught Hidari off guard, as you can see by his surprised reaction and also from the back. The thing that was impressive about this exchange is the fact that Hidari was able to dodge Kawaki's rods at the very last moment, since he was not on guard until the fact and put up his arms to parry his kick. This scene kinda reminds me of the one where base Naruto was able to kick a Shiki and damage him. It's not like if he stacked all of his amps on top of his base, he would have done something major to a Shiki, he simply caught him off guard and that's it. The second supposed anti-feat is the one versus Sarada. While Hidari was rushing at her with a Chidori, Sarada was able to react to his assault in base, and then, after activating her Sharingan, she dodged his Chidori and hit him with her own one. Now, there are two main explanations for this quote-unquote anti-feat. The first one is that Sarada is simply that strong. 3 years passed in the timeline since the end of Part 1 Boruto. Sarada could have simply trained a lot, increasing her level to such an insane degree. Her genes are actually cracked, being the daughter of a demigod, Sasuke himself, and also the daughter of Sakura, which obviously isn't your average ninja. Her potential was always limitless to begin with. Genes apart, she played a crucial role in defeating Boro, an actual Kurarina member, and that was just when she was 12. It's not even outlandish to think that she became so strong and in such a short time frame, since her father Sasuke basically did the same. He went from being weaker than his Rinnegan form to fighting against and injuring Limitless Code in the span of just 1 year of training. The second one is that Hidari's Chidori is still whack and hard to control, as stated by himself, since he doesn't have the Sharingan eyes to use it flawlessly. If you remember Minato's explanation, the Sharingan is needed in order to warn the Chidori user from imminent counterattacks. By not having it, Hidari was of course moving super fast, but his defenses were also extremely low. That's why Sarada was able to launch a counterattack and almost fatally wound him. My explanation is a mix between the two above. While it's true that Hidari is not 100% proficient with his Chidori, since he doesn't have the Sharingan warning him from counterattacks, it's also true that Sarada could still react to his amp speed and almost wound him fatally. Now, is Hidari simply weaker than Sarada? Obviously no. Hidari quickly regenerated his injury and the fight went on. Just 2 pages later, he was able to one-tap Sarada with a lightning jutsu, burn alive one of Konoha's shinobi, dodge Konohama's Rasengan and destroy his Raisin barricade without breaking a sweat, and also one-tap Sumai with his lightning jutsu once again. So yeah, what I'm trying to say is that Sarada is insanely strong and that she scales to Hidari. However, she has no way to put him down for good due to his regeneration, and Hidari has just a better kit of hacks and abilities overall. Bro got literally jumped by her and other people, and still, he clapped everyone, plus he was also about to absorb Sarada if it wasn't for Boruto coming in clutch and saving her. The third supposed anti-feat is Hidari getting destroyed by the tag team of Boruto and Sarada. Sarada was able to electrocute Hidari, throw him at Boruto, and Boruto exploded him to pieces with a Rasengan Uzuhiko. Even this quote-unquote anti-feat is misinterpreted as fuck, and let me explain why. The fact that Boruto was present in the fight and Hidari was eating dirt against him doesn't mean that he's weak, since Boruto is someone who also scales above code casually. After Hidari started to attack them with his horde of claw grimes, Sarada was about to get absorbed in 4 pages if it wasn't for Boruto saving her and using a Rasengan on Hidari's shoulder. By the way, this proves that Hidari is above Sarada, since that's the second time he was about to kill her had not Boruto intervened. Due to Hidari's cracked regeneration, Boruto decided to charge his Rasengan Uzuhiko to the maximum output in order to kill him in one blow and not let him regenerate his body after the hit. However, Boruto was able to do that only because Sarada and Konohamaru were there buying him time, making Boruto absorb enough planetary chakra through his feats. Everyone likes to clown on Konohamaru, but you see, if it wasn't for him blocking Hidari here, Boruto could have not absorbed the chakra needed in order to perform the Uzuhiko at an almost maximum output. Now, Hidari could have gone for Boruto, since he was standing still charging the Uzuhiko up. However, since Sarada was her target, he tried to grab and take her away instead. But that was his fatal error. Sarada, now aware of being Hidari's target, reacted in time and electrocuted him with a Chidori stream. Sarada threw the incapacitated Hidari at Boruto, who had more than enough time to charge a Rasengan Uzuhiko stronger than the one he used against Code. That would have not been possible without the help of Konohamaru and Sarada, but even after all of that, Hidari was still alive and he was about to escape via his claw marks. If it wasn't for Kawaki coming in clutch from the absolutely out of nowhere and killing him, Hidari would have escaped and regenerated his body wholly for another time. These were all the fights that Hidari had up until now. As you can see, all of his seemingly lacking performances could easily be explained, and to be honest, all that was needed was a bit of reading comprehension to begin with. Now, this part is kinda headcanon, but bear with me. What was really lacking about Hidari were his hacks and abilities. By being a divine tree born from eating the chakra of Sasuke, his arsenal of abilities is really a letdown at the moment. However, that's not the end for him. We need to keep in mind that Hidari is still a baby. It's normal if we didn't see him using his Susanoo or some other advanced jutsu other than a normal Chidori. Hidari has also the strongest base out of any of the regular Shinju. Bug was originally fodder, not even a ninja. Murgi was a jonin, but that was it. Shinki was strong in the anime, but in the manga, he never was that big of a deal. On the other hand, Sasuke was one of the strongest characters in the show. If Ikemoto decides to keep him alive and give him time to develop his mind and abilities, Hidari would be nigh unstoppable in the future, only second to Jura between the Shinju. That was all for today's video. Right now, I want to focus more on 2 Blue Vortex contents, since I just realized that I didn't make any since the start of it. If you have any particular topic about Boruto to Blue Vortex that you want me to cover, feel free to leave a comment down below and I'll consider making a video on it. Thank you very much for watching. Like, subscribe, comment and share the video if you want to see more frequent and quality uploads. From Boruto is everything. See you in the next video. Peace out.